Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Wind Lacquer. In today's video I am continuing on with a little Sort With Me series. I've set aside polish that I kept from about 2 years ago when I was buying all of those mystery boxes. I set them aside a keeps pile and then they sat there. So I have periodically been going through them to pick a few out to add to my collection, but the reason I'm doing this is threefold actually. I am trying to decide if I can destash any of these. If you watched my channel at all in 2023, you probably heard that I had that huge haul of estate polish that was over 2,000 bottles. So I did see quite a lot of polish and add a number of polishes into a number of keep piles from that haul as well. So after that, I thought it would be a good idea to go over my keeps piles from the mystery boxes and see if I can destash any. Then two, I'm looking for polish that I can match or compare to the two Orly collections that I am trying to put together videos for. I'm a bit behind on that, so I'm trying to find polish for the fall collection, which was Plot Twist, and the winter collection, 'Twas the Night. So I want to see if I can find any cream polishes or the right colors to compare to those. And then thirdly, I am trying to find ones that I really like and add those to my nail polish app so that they can be assimilated into my nail polish collection. Whew. So we have a lot to do. We're going to start off with that second box that we left off with in part 1. And then we do have a huge tote to go into next, but I'm not sure how much of that we'll be able to go through before we start getting a long video, but let's dive in. First off, we have one from Nicole by OPI. This one is my Lifesaver. This one is, I think, maybe a little bit too dark to compare to Snow Angel from that 'Twas the Night collection. Oh yeah, way too dark. Snow Angel is barely tinted at all, and this Nicole by OPI has glued itself shut. I do like this shade though. It probably needs a little bit of help, and for that reason I think I'm going to set this in the keep but not add to my collection just yet pile. And I'm just now realizing that when I finished up the video last night, I recombined my keep but add later pile with my massive amount of keep and add now pile. Yeah. Fortunately, there were far fewer of the ones that were add laters, and I think I can pick those out when I go to add the huge box to my nail polish app. In any case, we are going to put this in the to be added later. The ones that need help aren't really a priority. Next up, we do have an OPI. This one does look like it's in good shape. This is If You Moused, You Moused. Moosed, you moosed? I'm actually not sure about that. I probably said the same thing when I initially hauled it. It's a nice bubblegum pink though. This is of course a color family that I will have to do a ton of comparisons. And I know, I've been trying not to say that about every single polish because at this point I do need to compare my entire collection. And I do mean my entire collection. That's part of the huge project that I want to at least get started here pretty soon. I know that's probably going to be rather all-encompassing, but I do like the shade and I don't think I have this one, so that needs to get added to the nail polish app. Next we have one from Daily Hues. This is Blake H. This is a light sage green hollow that also has a shifting shimmer. I think maybe you can kind of see the shifts. From my angle, I'm seeing blue and purple at the same time in that top shimmer. I think you can kind of see the two different tones there. This is very pretty. I do think I want to add that as well. We have a Color Club in a very similar color to that Daily Hues. This is another one though that has lost its little name tag, so I'm not sure which one this might be, but I do like it enough and I like this finish from Color Club enough to add it to the pile to be added to my app. Next up we have a blue from China Glaze. This one is Ride the Waves. If I'm remembering correctly, was this the one that was sort of jelly? Yeah, blue jelly. I want to say there was a reason why I did hold on to this one. I think I had wanted to see if it would make good jelly sandwiches, which it probably would. Let's try it over this one. That was a Nevermind polish, and I did keep that one. So let's see if this is jelly enough to actually see this through. Ooh, there we go. So I will say over the larger chunky glitters or the chunky flakies, it does make putting the jelly over it create this sort of a uneven surface, but the formula itself without those big flakes. The formula on this is actually really even, and that looks even better on camera. Okay, we're getting a reprieve. I was almost considering putting this out into the D stash, but you know what? It works. It makes beautiful jelly sandwiches. Next up is one from Maybelline. This one is called Porcelain Party. I know in one of the mystery boxes that I got, we ended up with like a half a dozen or more plain white polishes. This might have been one of them. Yeah, it probably was. And I know I was holding on to quite a few of the white polishes that I have. I do still think I want to come back at some point and do a like swatch and compare. And this one is actually interesting. It is more like a porcelain off-white. So I think we will go ahead and hold on to that one to do those comparisons. Next up, we have another from the Unforgettable Moments line or brand. I think I did keep, yeah, I kept this one from the first video. That one was Garnet. And this one is Sapphire. I think the first time I hauled these, I did enjoy them. I still have it to wear them, obviously. They've been sitting in these boxes for quite a while. Seems like they might have been going for like a birthstone collection since we have Sapphire and Garnet. Ooh, it does not smell good. Holy moly, that smells super strong. I don't know if maybe that has a lot of nail polish thinner in it or something, but that smells potent. Wow. Well, I mean, maybe it's the blue. Honestly, I don't know. In any case, I do think I will go ahead and let that one go. Next up, we have one from Sinful Colors. This one is from the Denim and Bling collection. It's Cleopatra. I know I had a few of them. I just don't remember if I had Cleopatra, so I think I will put this in the to be added pile and at least see if I do or do not own a bottle of it already. We have an OPI. This one is Coal Mates. That's pretty. I have been growing more fond of these darker colors. This one is kind of a dark charcoal or coal color. It's got a lot of larger particled shimmers or even micro flakes, and it seems to be in great shape. So I will hold on to this one as well. We have another green from Sinful Colors. This one is Vintage. And this is a nice vintage green. I think there's another green maybe from the Sally Hansen line. They're little triangular shaped bottles that I want to say was a similar finish of this. I don't remember if I got a green though. In any case, I do want to see about that one, adding that to the collection. We have a Pure Ice again with the same tone of green. This one is First Time. Yeah, this is definitely getting added as well. Again with the comparisons, but for the time being, we'll add it. We have one from Urban Outfitters. This one is called Saucy. And this is a beautiful shade of orange. Actually can't tell if I'm seeing a shimmer or if that's just colors reflecting off of the glass. Oh, look at that. So it's not quite as orange. It's more of like a coral. Like a deep coral, not quite a pinky coral, an orange coral. But yeah, I like that. So we'll definitely be adding that. We have another orange. This is Unknown L-I Iced Tea or I Iced Tea. I actually don't know, and I'm pretty sure I was confused the first time I unboxed this as well. It is a beautiful orange. Miscellaneous unlabeled / unnamed polishes, you guys might hear me say this quite a lot, are sort of my pet peeve. I like things to be named. I like to know what they are. This is a very unusual tone of orange though, but it's not my favorite because it is more yellow leaning, say compared to that coral tone that we pulled from Urban Outfitters. And then of course the burnt shades of orange that I really like for fall. So I think I am going to go ahead and let that one go. We have a Sweet and Sour. This is Dance with the Waves. This is a beautiful turquoise blue. Nice tropical color. Has a kind of a subtle shimmer in it. And, I mean, obviously I like similar colors. That one is going to be listed down below as always with the polishes that I'm wearing. But that one is, I believe, Tiffany Case from OPI, and it is textured. Really been enjoying that one. I don't know, for this one, it's just not exciting me this time, so we're going to go with it. I'm going to destash that one. Ooh, we have another Sweet and Sour in a darker blue. This is 6G. That's not going anywhere. I am a sucker for flaky, so I need to add that to the collection. We have two Super Chic lacquers. These I did purchase individually at Goodwill. I was super surprised to find them brand new in box for $1.99 each. Let's see. We have kind of of a green mix. This was Something Wicked. This has hollow and green flakies, and I think maybe, if not black flakies, it might be like a darker multichrome flaky. Obviously, I liked it. I got it. I do think I want to at least give it a chance and swatch it. So we'll see how that goes. I do need to add that one. The second one is Rise of the Dead. Oh, that is amazing. So this is a fall polish all the way. Look at that. It's got those red metallic flakes. Actually, I think some of those might be hollow as well, in this deep brown, like red leaning brown base with hollow. Yeah, that's definitely needing to be added to my rack, to my app. We have a stamping plate. This did come in a mystery box, and this is absolutely adorable. It's got bird cages and cats and keys, birds. It's adorable. I don't really add these to my nail polish app per se, although that wouldn't be a bad idea, I suppose, if I start getting enough of them. This is by Moyu London, but I do want to put this in my organizational area, so I'm going to put that up there with my other stuff. We have a Blue-Eyed Girl lacquer. This is Believe in Won't Fly. This is a dark blue. I'm wondering if this has almost like a blackened base. Kind of. It's kind of along the lines of that dark blue from Unforgettable Moments. Slightly different in tone though. I think the shimmer in there in this one is a bit more bright, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it that much, so we're going with it. We're going to destash that one. We have a Pretty and Polished. This is Weather the Storm. This, I was almost going to say, could be compared to one of the Orlys. It has been harder than I imagined to find things to compare to those. Here's that gray. Yeah, totally different tone. The one from Orly, which is Unraveling Story, is definitely a totally different tone. By comparison, the Pretty and Polished is more blue leaning. There's something going on in here, like a little speckle of either a shimmer or a micro component. I honestly can't tell. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera. It's a very light speckling. I do think I want to swatch this one. Maybe I can see those particles on the nail a little bit better. I'll say it's not my favorite brush, but there it is in one coat. Again, I don't know if you can see those little speckles. Can't quite tell what that is. It doesn't really create like a speckled look, but it is a speckle. So there it is in two coats. I mean, it's kind of interesting. It is sort of that blue slate gray, like a blue gray. Well, you know what? I think I'll go ahead and hold on to it. I think I'm going to put it in the not necessarily a rush category. Basically back in this box. Next up is a mini from Sally Girl. This one is XOXO. This brand had some adorable polishes. This is a really nice bright and deep pink. There was another mini that I did keep that was like an iridescent hollow orange, but I don't think this brand makes polish anymore. So if I fall in love with either of these polishes, I can't get another one, which is a bummer. But in any case, I do think I want to hold on to it. It's a nice shade. Next up is one from Hot Ticket Nail Polish. This one is called Counterfeit. This is a really nice shade of green. I do want to try to add this. I actually don't know if this nail polish brand is even in my nail polish app, but I guess we'll find out. Next up is Nail Hoot. This one is Sweatin' to the Oldies. This is a deep pink that has hollow and iridescent flakies. So I do want to add that to my nail polish app. We have a Linderella. I would have added this before, but a lot of my Linderellas that I ended up getting in the mystery boxes weren't even in my nail polish app at all. And for this one, I'm not really sure of their names sometimes. Like, I don't know if this is number one, if it's heart. Some of the names on these are a little vague, but I do want to see about adding that because it is a gorgeous shade of pink. It's got a lot going on. Ooh, we have another hard candy. This one is called Sweet Pea. We have this like peridot microgreen glitter in a green jelly. This one I do want to hold on to. I think this could make a really fun accent nail. So I need to add that to my nail polish app. We have one from Do Nail Polish. This one is Charcoal, which is a very interesting name for a deep reddish brown, but I do want to add that to my app because that is a gorgeous color. We have a 77 nail lacquer. This is I Lava You. And this is another beautiful shade of pink, a little different than the mini from Sally Girl. I think tonally you can tell that the Sally Girl is more vibrant. The one from 77 has that pinch of like a dusty tonality, and it's a bit more of a deep shade than the Wet n Wild, which was Tropicali. Yeah, I think I at least want to hold on to this and swatch a few of these shades on me, so we'll add that. We have one from Blissful Glow. I think this is another fairly new to me brand. I think I've only ever seen it this time when I hauled it in this mystery box. This is Sage. This is a very light green though, you guys. Incredibly light. If this was blue, I would be comparing this to Snow Angel from that 'Twas the Night Orly collection. But this is a very, very light, almost like pistachio green. Not a horrible brush. It does need a bit more of a shake. I think I'll go ahead and hold on to this and add it to my app and then do some comparisons and swatch tests maybe to see how I like it on my skin tone. Because this is very, very pale, but it could make a cute light accent nail. Next up, we have another Linderella. Okay, this is one that I, again, don't know what they meant to call this because it's got a little, I don't know, turnip beet? Is it a parsnip? I don't know. I have no idea what the name of this one would be, but it is another Linderella and it is an orange. I do want to add this to my collection. If you have any suggestions about how I can research what this brand called their polish, let me know down below because it has been a complete unknown to me for a lot of these that just have little stickers. Like, what's the name? What do we call you? Dancing parsnip? Dancing turnip? I don't know. Next up, we have another from Sweet and Sour. This is Havana Good Time. I love this purple. It is not going anywhere. I need to add that to my nail polish rack. We have a Native War Paints. This one is called Kellerman's. This one has a beautiful kind of mermaidy quality to it. I do have a lot in this family though, and I feel like I have a lot more that are a little bit more complex than this, so I think I am going to go ahead and let that one go. Then we have a little trio of minis from Butter London. We have Swinging London, Beezer, and Wine Gums. I actually really like Swinging London and Beezer, and I do like Wine Gums, but I think the special formulas of Swinging London and Beezer have more of my attention. But I do like these, so I won't be getting rid of them. Minis though, again with minis, they're adorable to look at. It's just frustrating to have in a collection where you already are dealing with a bunch of different sizes of bottles. The minis just, I feel, get lost, but I want to at least try those two. I have no idea if those polishes in full size are still available, but I think I'm going to put those in the not really in a hurry to add to my app. We have one from Humble Bee. This is Let It Be. We have a purple and flaky, so you guessed it, that's not going anywhere. I need to add that. We have one from Cauldron Lacquer. This is Snow Moon, and it is a glow in the dark. This is very, very pretty, sort of ethereal and angelic. It's got that snowy quality to it, which, based on the name, is very fitting. So I do want to add this. I do need to see how it compares to some of my winter polishes. We have another neutral shade. This is from DD. This is another brand that I actually don't know what the brand is because it only has initials, but this is Just For You. I think this is another one that I am going to let go. It is too close to my own peachy skin tone, so I'm not sure if I would like that one on. Next up, we have a Pretty Beautiful Unlimited. This is Midnight Flight, and this is one of her famous kitchen sink polishes, but I actually really like the way that she does her kitchen sink polishes. I say that because I did get rid of another brand in video 1, in part 1, that I also called a kitchen sink, but I wasn't as drawn to that, and I don't know if it's a mix of how it was put together and the color, but this one is a beautiful, like, inky blurple. I want to say there might even be like a multi-chrome or duochrome quality to it. There's flakies and there's shimmer. I really like this one, so I definitely need to add that to my rack. We have one from the Nail Bazaar. This is Aries. This is stunning, you guys. I don't know if you can see the shimmer or hollow or mix thereof that's in here. It is beautiful. I definitely need to add that. We have another Linderella. This is Pansy for Your Thoughts. This does have a name, so I can add this, so it's going to get added. Another Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, this time a thermal, or it used to be a thermal. This is a Waterfront. Another purple with flakies, so you guessed it, I need to add that. We have a Supermoon Lacquer, and this is Twinkle Yell. This is a nice shade of pink. I need to add that to my rack for sure. We have a Sweet and Sour. This is I Think I'm Gonna Be Sick. Now this is a formula that I like. It's that Kelli with some crushed micro flakies in a multi-chrome. There's at least 2 different kinds. I'm actually going to give this one a shot. I have been getting rid of a lot of the mid-tone greens, mid-tone to lighter shades of green. There's something else to it, and it's not just the flakies. Tonally, I think this is different than that grass green that I destashed in video 1. So I do want to hold on to that one. I need to add that. And the remaining polishes in here are just ones that I want to hold on to, but I don't need to add immediately. On to tote 3. Holy moly. Next up, we have another from the Nail Bazaar. This is Aries. And hey. We found our first instance where we have 2 bottles of the same polish. I did not know that. I'm trying to see if there's a little bit of a difference. Yeah, I want to say there is a subtle difference. So the new one that I just picked out that has the little swatch seems a bit brighter. What do you think? I actually like the deeper quality, and the particle size I feel is a little bit easier to tell in that one. I don't know if I'm just making things up, but I think tonally there is a subtle difference. It's very possible that this first bottle may be faded. Maybe this was the newer formulation of it, because that does seem brighter, doesn't it? Here's what we'll do. We'll swatch the first bottle and then compare it to the swatch on the new one that we just pulled out and see how they compare. Because the hollow on this in this sort of jelly base is absolutely dazzling. So it does have topper possibilities over a pink or purple or red. You, of course, are going to get that squish factor, so you will tinge whatever color you put this over with that pink. So I would, for myself anyways, probably stick to darker shades. There it is in 2 coats. We have a little bit more of that color, a little bit more of that hollow. It is still pretty squishy. Okay, I did decide to go ahead and swatch the one that already had a swatch on it on the swatch ring as well, so that I can compare them apples to apples, both of them on a clear swatch. So we have the older one here in 3 coats, the newer one that I just pulled out also in 3. And I'm definitely seeing differences. There was either a formula change or one faded. I honestly cannot tell, but the newest one is more vibrant. It's more of a pink, whereas the other one has that red lean to it. There it is on my skin tone. Hopefully you can see that little difference that I'm seeing. And I know it's subtle, but when I see differences, it makes it so hard for me to make a choice. But I mean, the hollow on these is so gorgeous. So I've been going back and forth for a while. Like I said, I'm seeing differences. That always makes it hard for me to make a choice. Bottom line though is they were intended to be the same polish, so I don't need 2 of them. But tell that to my brain. You guys, I swear, some decisions are super easy, others like this, when it should be easy because they're the same polish. For whatever reason, I can't make up my mind. So we're just going to add both and I will deal with it later. We have a Supernatural lacquer that has lost its little name tag. This is another purple cream. Let's see how it looks to Sweet and Sour lacquer. Totally different tones. We have more of a cool tone in the Sweet and Sour lacquer, which was Having a Good Time. And then the unlabeled one from Supernatural is more of a warm toned purple. Obviously with purples, I have a ton of purples because it is my favorite color. Again, do I want to do research to try to figure out what polish this might have been named? Maybe. We'll put it in the hold on to for right now, but no hurry because I'm going to have to do research. Next up, we have one from Pie Colors. This is Sahara Sands 303. This one I think I did hold on to mainly because it is a light gray with that gold wash. I'm going to have to figure out if I like it on though, but I do think for the time being we are going to try to add it to my nail polish app. We have a Baroness X. This one is Vino y Rosas, and it is a beautiful rose color. And there's larger shimmer particles or micro flakies. There's hollow, I think maybe even gold hollow. Yeah, that one's beautiful. That needs added. We have a Sassy Cats lacquer. This one is called Necromancer. And this is kind of another mermaidy shade. Might even be a magnetic. And there's still like a red particle in here, which is really fun. So that does need to get added. We have a cream from Literary Lacquers. This is scientifically proven. This one is a beautiful turquoise, although it is just a standard cream. There's nothing too exciting going on. I, in fact, have another cream here in a similar color from Cosmos Colors. So I think, well, let's see. Is that one a cream as well, or is it a Kelli? Yeah, this one actually is a Kelli. This one also doesn't have a name though, unfortunately. I think I will go ahead and let that one go, the one that doesn't have a name. And then back to that Literary Lacquers. I like it. I like that color. Obviously, since it's a plain cream, comparisons will have to be at some point. We have a Northern Nail Polish, and this is You Grow Girl. Another purple, you guys. This one does have like micro light purple metallic glitters. There's a green component in here, or maybe an aqua. There's a few different particles in here. I'm not loving it the second round though, which is saying something as a purple fan, so I'm going to go with it. We're going to destash it while I'm in the mood. We have another turquoise from Native War Paints. This one is called Tranquility. Okay, this one seems like it might be pretty close to Scientifically. No, it is not. I mean, it is in the same color range, but they are different. I feel like the new one, Tranquility from Native War Paints, is bluer by comparison. Less of a turquoise green blue from Literary Lacquers. Do I need both though? I think I'm going to hold on to the Literary Lacquers and go ahead and destash the Native War Paints. Next up we have one from the 13, and this one also has lost its little name. This is a really pretty turquoise hollow, again with the no name though, and that does make it harder for me to add it to my rack. I either have to just fake it and give it a name, which drives a part of my mind up the wall if it already had a name and I'm renaming it. But I think I'm okay just letting this one go. I mean, it's not incredibly unique, so I don't feel like I would be shooting myself in the foot. It's a mermaidy color, sort of a blue with a green shimmer and some hollow. Yeah, I think I'm okay letting that one go. Next up, we have another green from Pretty Jelly. This is, oh my, is that Cytherisma? Possibly Cytherisma, maybe. It's kind of this limey green hollow in a squishy base. I do think I'm okay letting this one go. This is again sort of a color range that I do like in the bottle, but was it last year that I tried actually wearing one, or could have been the year before that, and I just wasn't in love with how it looked on my skin tone. I actually hated it on my skin tone. So while I like it in the bottle, I do think I'm going to get rid of Cytherisma. And then I just noticed I have another Pretty Jelly in a green as well. This is Fairy Ring. This one is a deeper tone of green though. Okay, so getting rid of the brighter green, keeping the sagey green, which was Fairy Ring. Next up we have one from Parrot Polish. This one is Area 51. Love this color. That's not going anywhere. I need to add that. We have a Black Dahlia. This is Psychedelic Carpet Ride. We have Flakies. That needs to get added. We have another from Cauldron Lacquer. This is Amethyst Crystal. This is right up there with that type of polish that I really like. It's got those multichromatic flakies in this gray leaning purple. Love that one. Next up we have one from Earthly Polish. I think this was a new to me brand when I did the haul. And this one is called Grateful. Still have yet to find anything else to pull for comparisons for those two collections from Orly. So this one is kind of in that gray leaning purple as well. This time we have some micro glitters. I think I'm seeing like a pink and a gold. I think I do want to see this one swatched. This color range I do like, but I also do have a lot of them. So this one would need to stand out among the colors that I already have. This one is very squishy. Wow, way squishier than I thought it would be. But it does have those micro components in it, so maybe that's why. That way those don't get drowned out. So this is it in 2 coats. I definitely think this is a 3-coater. It has that squish factor to it. And the shimmer in here is very pretty. It is rather subtle though. And it does end up being more gray, like straight gray, as opposed to a gray leaning purple once it's swatched. So I think I will go ahead and let that one go. We're doing pretty well on this destash on this round. We have a cream from MBA Cosmetics. This one is called Sailor's Delight. Got quite the interesting look going on with the separation that's happening. This one, as you can see on the swatch ring itself, is kind of this bright red, which I did hold on to even 2 years ago or a year and a half within the last 2 years. Because I am trying to branch out with my brighter shades of red. I can firmly say that I do like my deeper tones of red, even my mid-tones of red. It's these more vibrant shades that I'm still sort of warming up to. But it is very nice, and it does look like a nice cream formula, so we will be holding on to that one. This is another MBI Cosmetics. This one is Impulsive. Ooh, this one is a very vibrant, like red-leaning pink, and it's got shimmer. I need to add that to the app as well. We have a Sally Hansen in their Good Kind Pure line, and this is Fruity Papaya. Not going anywhere, I need to add that. We have a Butter London. This is Brown Sugar. Definitely need to add that. That is amazing. We have a Glistening Glow. This is Prancer. Sort of an interesting yellow leaning light brown, full of flakies, at least 2 different kinds. There's like this sheer gold, and then there's some multichromes and a smaller scattering of more flakies. It's a very interesting color. I think this is one I need to swatch out to see how I might like it, if I like it. Tonally, it might not be the most flattering on my skin tone. So that's it in one coat, and it is definitely yellow leaning. So that is it in 2 coats. And yeah, it is definitely maintaining its yellow lean. So even though I do really like the flakies and other particles I'm seeing, I don't see myself reaching for this. Yeah, I just don't. So we're going to go ahead and add that one to the D-stash pile. Next up, we have a Sinful Colors. This one is called Kissy. This is beautiful. So that's not going anywhere. I definitely need to add that one to my app. We have a Native War Paints called Magical. So this one is a beautiful topper. Ooh, I think this one might have like bar glitters. I can see them better on camera than I can in person. See those little lines right there? Those might actually be little bar glitters. In any case, it's very unusual. I'm keeping that one for sure. We have another Native War Paints. This is Raspberry Sorbet. Another one I definitely need to add. I love the dusty, almost like purple leaning bubble gum to this. This is beautiful. Okay, we have one from Dawlish Polish. This is I Beat You, You Old Bee. And this one is a very light white leaning blue, but this one does have a lot going on in it. It does have, I think, some hollow, and then a shifting shimmer and a micro flaky. Very interesting. I do want to add that to my app. We have another Hit the Bottle. This is Pool Party. This might be a stamping polish, and it is a metallic blue. Very pretty. Okay. Yep, I think I want to add that one as well. We have one from Olive B. This is Courage. This is a stunning purple, and I know I have tried to add this to my app before, and this is another one of those brands that's not really in the app, so I have to create a polish for each polish that I want to add to my collection, but I do want to add this. This is just stunning. We have a Sinful Shine. This one is called Wine Not. This is in that formulation of one that I actually ended up wearing from Sally Hansen, and I actually didn't really love it on. So I'm wondering if this one might fall into that same situation where I like it in the bottle, but once it's swatched, it comes off as more metallic and less flake, like metallic flake, which was where I was disappointed with the Sally Hansen. Is I wanted to see those flakies that you see stuck to the side of the bottle, but once it's swatched, you basically just see the metallicness of the polish and mainly just the base color. And yeah, that is exactly what this one is doing as well. So it's pretty. It's just not at all how I envisioned it based on what I was seeing in the bottle with all of those different particles being seen quite easily. I will say formulation-wise, this is a pretty nice one coater. I think some nail inks might need a second, but not bad opacity-wise. I guess the question is do I like it regardless of how I thought it might be in the bottle? And I think I do. I think we will go ahead and add that. I do like it enough. We have one from Celestial. This is Drugged by a Kiss. This is a deep pink with some iridescent and hollow glitters. This is nice, but I do have a lot in this shade range. This is one of those tones of pink, or tone families, I should say, like this mid to leaning deeper tone of pink that's perfect for summer that I started liking about 2 summers ago. So I do feel like I have the bases covered with that. I don't think I need this one. It's not my favorite combo because almost all of the glitters are roughly the same size. I do like a little bit more variety. And maybe that's it. Maybe this isn't my favorite size of glitter. I honestly can't pinpoint it, but I do think I'm going to get rid of that one. Next up, we have one from Blissful Glow. This is Opal Fantasy. This actually reminds me of the OPI that just came out in the new Barbie collection. That one is Yay Space. Okay, so Yay Space is a bit bluer by comparison. In person, at least, I am seeing a more dusty, light finish to the Opal Fantasy. Let's see how Opal Fantasy looks as a topper over the dark blue. I think that was a denim polish from Maybelline. So it is pretty dense of a shimmer. It's pretty, but it's not my favorite. So I think we're going to go ahead and destash Blissful Glow's Opal Fantasy. Yeah, it's just not my favorite. Okay, we have another from MBA Cosmetics. This one is called Huntress. That is a beautiful, almost scarabby green, sort of a mix between like a scarab green and an emerald green. Need to add that one. Let's do this other MBA Cosmetics. This one is called Exquisite Ruby. This one I would say is probably one of the least interesting. It is still pretty. It just doesn't have as much going on as some of the other shifter colors that we've pulled from this brand. It's nice. I think I would probably pull other reds though before I pulled this one, so I do think I'm going to let that one go. Next up we have a Sally Hansen. This one is Party Hardy. This one is kind of similar to that papaya one. Didn't I pull a papaya one? That might have been from a different brand. Oh yeah, nope, it was Sally Hansen. It was just a different line. And that one is definitely more coral leaning or papaya leaning than the Party Hardy. This is one of the brand's bottles that's not my favorite. I have been keeping some because you guys have talked me into some of the colors that they come out with. But this one I feel like, I don't know. I already have Wet n Wild's Tropicali. That one does lean a little bit more corally, but this is again sort of in that same shade range of a mid-tone bubblegum pink that I feel like I get this from a number of different brands, and it's just a cream. I don't feel like I would be missing out if I destash this one, so we're going to go ahead and destash that one. We have one from Schlee Polish. This is Extraterrestrial. Ooh, look at that. That's not going anywhere. This is amazing. It's got iridescent glitter in a shifting light green base that I'm seeing blue and purple in. Absolutely need to add that one. We have a Girly Bits. This is Sleepy Hollow. That is very pretty. Kind of a light shade of purple. Obviously it's got hollow in it. Yeah, that one will be added as well. We have a Femme Fatale that has lost its little name tag. This bottle is notorious for it. And this one is more gold leaning. Does need a bit of help to thin it back down, or just a good shake, maybe a little bit of both. But it is mainly a light gold, so I do think I'll go ahead and just pass that one along. We have a Native War Paints. This is the one with the... Holy moly, that's awesome. Look at all those iridescent glitters. So I like the variety of sizes that I'm seeing in this one, so I do think I'm going to hold on to that one. We have another green. This is a mini from Dolish Polish. This one is called Do or Do Not. There is no try. This is one that did come in a bunch of minis from the Star Wars line. And I don't think they were available when I looked again to see if they were available in bigger sizes, in like a full size. But I think I have maybe the whole collection in minis. The black one is May the Force Be With You. The gray is That's No Moon. The light green is the Do or Do Not, There Is No Try. And then the blue, light blue gray with flakies is the Rebel Alliance. And then the dark one on the end is Han Shot First. And they're Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I'm not getting rid of any of them. I do think that this gray, though, might be a good one to pull, maybe for comparison to that Orly. I mean, there is a subtle shimmer in here. But color-wise, I think I want to go ahead and pull that and see if that does compare. But the rest of these are getting added to the need to add to my nail polish app. Okay, next up we have another Baroness X. This is Raw, and this is a beautiful color. Oh, I think actually it might be magnetic. Yep, definitely a magnetic. Okay, keeping that one as well. That needs to get added. Next up we have one from Parrot Polish. This is Lafayette. It is a beautiful one. I need to add that to my app. Next up we have a yellow from Literary Lacquers. This is Curious Yellow. I don't know if I kept this because I thought it might be a topper or if I thought I would give myself a shot or chance to try this one. But let's go ahead and see how it swatches. Now, this is still very yellow. So it's not quite a gold, but it is sort of golden leaning. So yellow is definitely a color I haven't really warmed up that much to. And I just don't know that I would reach for this over the other yellows that I do have in my collection, because I do have a handful. Now this does have hollow in it, which I'm catching at certain angles. I don't know if you can see those little rainbows poking up. But yeah, I just don't love it. So we're going to go ahead and destash that one. We have a Miss Sparkle. This one is called Bird of Paradise. This one is a lovely green with a ton of flakies. Not quite that crelly formula that I like. This is more of a jelly. And I do think it almost has too much going on, so I do think I'm going to go ahead and let that one go. We have a Lollipop Posse Lacquer that has lost its little name tag, but I love this brand, so I don't want to get rid of that one. I'm going to put that in the no hurry to add, though, because, again, I'm going to have to do some research to find out what that polish might be. We have one from Polish Revolution called Vegan Zombie. This is interesting. I don't know if I love it, but it is unique. So this is sort of that swampy, zombie, army green. There's green square glitters in metallic. There's these larger white matte hex glitters. There's micro black glitters. There's a lighter green metallic hex glitter. There's a lot going on in here. I think this time I am going to swatch this one. I want to see how it looks. Because while unique, what I have decided is just because something is unique doesn't mean I necessarily have to have it in my collection. I have to also like it, which I know might sound like a no, Caroline, but I think for some of these I have been holding on to them because they're so unique. And not necessarily because I love them and they're unique. I like them and they're unique. There's a difference. So basically I'm adding a third requirement. If they're unique, I have to like them, but I also have to be willing to wear them. And that's the sort of contingency that I'm putting on. In addition to liking them, having unique polish in my collection serves no purpose if I'm not wearing them. So here is that one in 2 coats. It's definitely a bit on the squishy side. And honestly, I don't know if I would wear that. Yeah, I think we are going to go ahead and let that one go. It's unique, like I said, but I just don't really see myself reaching for this. So we're going to go ahead and let that one go. The next one comes from Darling Diva. This is Tears of Unfathomable Sadness. Yummy, yummy. Try saying that 3 times, even 2 times fast. This one was an Anonamaker limited edition. And this is absolutely beautiful. I need to add that to my nail polish rack. We have an elevation polish. This is Mustag Ada, maybe? They have a whole collection or maybe collections of like places, and a lot of them I struggle with, so apologies if I completely butcher that. This one is a lovely teal though, and it is a hollow. Let's go ahead and swatch it since we're on a swatching roll. See how it turns out. Well, it might be, maybe, we'll see. It's a bit squishier than I thought it might be. So there it is in a single coat. So there it is in 2. This is actually a very nice 2-coat formula. I think I'm still going with, at least so far, that it's going to come across more as a scattered hollow. But that is a really nice dusty teal. So I want to hold on to it. That's very pretty. Next up, we have one from Nerd Lacquer. This is Riemann Hypothesis. It is a very pretty color. It's got some glitter and some hollow in it. So I think I will go ahead and hold on to that one as well and add it to the collection, to the app. Ooh, we have one from Lantern and Wren. This one, the label has faded badly. I have no guesses. That is very faded. But this color is gorgeous, so I need to add that, but that's going to go in the I'll add later pile because I need to do some research on it. This next one is Stella Chroma's a November 2020 mystery from their subscription box. This is a nice shade of warm leaning brown. There's larger particled shimmers in a couple of different colors. There's gold and pink. Then there is a hollow component, I think. This is actually rather unique, and I have been warming up to certain shades of brown. It's a color that I don't mind. I, in fact, do enjoy a number of shades on me in the brown family. I think I usually lean more cool tone, though, as in ones that I like on me, but I like this one. It almost has a red quality to it, which might be helping it out, so I definitely want to hold on to that and add it to my app. Next up, we have a Schlee polish. This is Sea Fairy. Beautiful iridescent glitters and flakies. That's not going anywhere. I definitely need to add that to my rack. We have a bigger dollish polish. This is Mon Cher from the Addams Family collection. This is a dark gray, which actually could be another one potentially to compare to that Orly. Now, this does have stuff going on in it, but color-wise and creaminess, I think this could still be compared. So that will be added to the ones I'll see about comparing to that Orly. We have another Lollipop Posse, So Full of Love. That's not going anywhere. I love it. We have, looks like a squishy, maybe, honestly. Can't tell if that's supposed to be squishy or if my bottle just needs a good shake. But this is a Baroness X called Night's King. So this one needs a way better shake than I can give it. I think this would be an instance where I would need that nail polish bottle shaker that I talked about in part 1. It is very pretty. I mean, it's a very light, almost like sea glass look there on the swatch. I think that's more how it was supposed to look there in the little cabochon. But as you can see, all of my shimmer has sort of sank to one side and it's pretty much stuck there. I cannot get that to really redisperse. Either way though, I think it is a pretty light shade, so I do think I'm going to go ahead and destash that one. Next up, we have a color craze from LA Colors. This one I don't think has a name, but I want to say I got this from a friend and I do want to hold on to it. It has some fun glitters in it. I am going to have to research that one to find the name though. We have another LA Colors in their color craze. This one is Stargazing. Ooh, this has hollow stars and hollow glitters. I definitely need to add that to my app. Look at that. That is fun. Next up is one from Nicole by OPI. This one is Heavenly Angel. This one might need a little bit of help or at least a good shake, but this one is a beautiful like mylar flaky topper. Need to hold on to that one. Next up, we have a Miss Sparkle. This one is called Powder Puff Flower. And this is another flaky, so kind of similar in the, actually it might be from the same collection. Yeah, Rare Exotic Flower collection as the green one that I destashed. That one was more packed with multi-chrome flakies, a lot of different kinds, whereas this one has iridescent flakies. And it is a fiery, fiery red. I do think I'm okay letting this one go though. So far anyways, I mainly prefer my reds to be a little bit more opaque. So I think I'm okay letting the squishy jelly go. Next up we have one from Paradox Polish. This is My Name Is Not Brunhilde. My Name is Ponyo. And this is a beautiful like sky blue, maybe a dark sky blue. It is just loaded with those iridescent flakies. That needs to get added as well. We have a Glistening Glow. This one is called Fire, or Fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm actually not sure, but this one is more up my alley as far as a red goes. It's got that linear hollow and flaky, so we're going to keep that and add that. We have another Sweet and Sour. This is a prototype, so I would have to name this, but you guys, it has my kryptonite. It has those iridescent glitters. Need to add that one for sure. Next up, we have one from Sally Hansen and their Prisms line. This is Burgundy Orchid. Need to add that one as well. That is absolutely gorgeous. We have a KL polish. This one is Taurus 2. This one might actually be one I compare to one of the Orly shades, Active Folly. Yeah, I could see about that. I don't know if I'm going to end up keeping this one, but because yeah, I don't know how much I like that on my skin tone. We'll have to try it. I'll see, but I'm going to add that to ones that I want to do more comparisons of to that Orly collection. We have MLF Lacquer. This one is Butterfly Kisses. That is beautiful. I actually really like the micro blue glitters with the iridescent flakies in the space. Need to add that to my app. We have another Baroness X. This is Butterscotch Ripple. This is a magnetic and this is not going anywhere. Next up, we have another Red-Eyed Lacquer. This is Purple Palm. This is another type of formulation that I really enjoy. I need to add that to my app. 77 Nail Lacquer, a mystery prototype. If I do end up adding this to my collection, this is another one of those mysteries or prototypes or unnamed polishes I'm going to have to come up with a name for. So if I didn't mention it already, if you have any concepts that you can think of for naming polishes, let me know down below. My problem is I can come up with a million different names, but finding a point of reference for these polishes is harder since I don't know what they were inspired by. I don't have any guidelines, if you will. So reining my creativity in for each polish. If you have any thoughts or suggestions on that, I'm open to them. Next up, we have an OPI. This one is called Honeymoon Sweet. This one is kind of this very pale neutral pink with a green glow. I think this one might have needed some help when I originally unboxed it, and it's basically glued itself shut, so we're not going to fiddle with that. I do think I'm going to hold on to it, mainly because it's an older OPI. We'll see if I end up liking it once I fix it, but we have another 77 nail lacquer and another mystery. This is more of a fiery orange. I think I'm okay letting this one go. I'm not loving it, so I think I will go ahead and destash that one. We have one from Nailed It, and this one is called Light Show. I think we decided that this is not the Nailed It from Hawaii. This one is interesting though. It's kind of this curly grayish base full of a variety of glitter. There's also these very long black bar glitters. So this is another instance where I kept it because it is very unique, but I do think on second appraisal, I just don't see myself really reaching for this. So I think I am going to go ahead and destash that one. Next up, we have a blue from Sally Hansen. This is Blueberry. It's a nice blue cream. I think I do want to hold on to that one. Next up, we have one from Happy Hands Nail Polish, and this is Afternoon Thunderstorms. So this is another one that I did keep because it is interesting. I think I'm going to have to swatch this one, though. There is a lot of gold in here, though, as well, which is one of the things I'm not too sure about. So you know me and golds. Yeah, I don't know that I need to even swatch a second coat. There's a lot of gold that comes out. So I think I am going to go ahead and just destash that one. Next up, we have a half-size bottle from Deborah Lippmann. This is Secret Love Song. I do like that. That's sort of this blue-leaning gray, which is maybe another one that I could compare to that gray from the Orly Fall Collection, Unraveling Story. At least in this, it looks close, but I know in the bottle it's less blue than that. I don't know how they're that off with their colors, because that is not the color. It's far less blue in person, but I do want to add that to the hold it up next to it pile that I'm going to do. We have another LA Colors. This is Sassy Sparkle. I'm going to add that one as well. Love me some toppers. Next up is a Schlee polish. This is Purple Haze, another purple. I'm going to at least add that until I can do all of those comparisons that you know I need to do. We have a Lime Crime. This is Crema de Limon. It is a yellow. I think I kept this because I wanted to give it a shot, but again, yellows are kind of one of those colors that's not my favorite. I will say this isn't a super intense yellow. It is a creamy, almost butter yellow. A bright butter yellow, but not as bright as I feel like it's coming off on my screen. So I do think I want to give this one a shot. If I want a light, almost pastel neon yellow, I think that could be really cute. Next up, we have an MDJ Creations. This is Something Majestic. This has a lot going on. A lot of multi-chrome flakies. Does this one have a base, or is this in a clear base? Clear base. So this could make a nice topper, so that will get added as well. Next up, we have one from Octopus Party. This one is the Algae Attic C. That is interesting. So this is another one where I feel like it would benefit highly from a nail polish shaker, because look at how much white pigment has settled out of it. On the swatch, it's more of a pastel neon. In the bottle, it's got far more of a bright tone to it. But I like how it's swatched there, so I do want to hold on to that one. We'll have to see about giving it a much better shake later on. We have a Sinful Colors. This is Cosmotion. And I think I had kept this one because I wanted to give this glitter mix a shot, but it is so incredibly sparse in here. I don't know if that would just be more of a pain in my neck to get out. So we're going to go with it. I don't know how often I would need that glitter, so we're going to go ahead and just let that one go. We have a glitter mix from Starly. This is Balloon Animal. And this one has a lot going on. It's all circle glitter in a variety of metallic shades, everything from red to white. gold, pinks, fuchsias. This is one of those kinds of polishes that I do like in the bottle. I actually think I have at least a few different variations from different brands. I mean, look at all of that glitter there on the wand. But I don't end up using them, and I am trying to fix that because I do like my glitter toppers, and I am trying to be better about making use of them. So I am going to hold on to this, but I do want to compare it to, again, all of the other polishes that I already have and make sure that I haven't duped myself out on toppers. Next up, we have one from Death Valley Nails. This is Ouzel, maybe. It's a thermal. It is a very dark gray full of this larger particled shimmer. That is really neat, so that I need to add as well. Okay, next one, and I think the last one for this video, is from Polish. This is Paper Flowers. This is another instance that I think it could benefit from a nail polish shaker, because look at all that pigment that has settled. This, I think, is closer to what it's supposed to look like, almost a rose gold leaning brown, which I find very interesting, and I do think I would enjoy this on, so we'll go ahead and add that one as well. And I think we are going to stop there. We'll do the rest in another video. We did add, what was that, 5 different colors to our comparisons for Orly, which is better than part 1 where I only found 3, so that's good. And then I ended up finding 27 polishes to destash. So, wow. That's really good. So we are making some progress. I, of course, found a ton more of polish to add to my nail polish app as well. So I have an overflowing box that I'm going to need to do that with. As always, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully you had a good time. If you're new, think about hitting that little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.